Yeah, hey everybody, this is Marty Mangello at the United States Presidential Service Center, coming to you from having served 6 presidents now, and Dr. David Evans is doing a fantastic job with the PIC TV network. Be sure to check out all the offerings on PIC TV. Go crazy, hit up about 10, 20, 30, 40 channels. The more support, the more watching, the more it grows, the better it does. And it is doing good, isn't it? It's a great thing that we all need more of in this world. Thank you so much. And don't forget, think PIC TV.
Queens, what's the TV network y'all gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
Woohoo!
We've all been hurt at some point, even abandoned. Many of us have done the hurting ourselves. We get to the point where we don't trust anyone, nor do we feel worthy of being loved by anyone. Then there's that one person who just doesn't give up on loving you. Their love is unconditional. Their love stays long enough for you to heal. And then they promise to never leave. That's love you can count on. God's love.
Hey everybody, this is David Evans, President of PIC TV Network. We're here live from Washington, D.C. I'm excited about a presentation today here on Hello America, and I have a special guest on today. This is a show that's basically our version of telling our stories, what's breaking the news, what's going on around the world, and how we can help to bring some positive out of situations. So today we're recording here and we are live from Washington, D.C. And there's something happening in our world right now, and especially in the areas of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and some people all the way down to Texas. There's a fire in the sky, folks. And it's stated that what's going on is there is something going on in Canada where firestorms are going on and it's affecting the air quality in different cities. I have my brother on today. He's going to talk about what can we do and why is this happening, you know. But Brother Rome, what I want you to do, man, is to educate people. We talked off the scene about when stuff like this happens, how we can take measures and what can we do to take care of ourselves, and talk about, you know, why these areas, and we talked about New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and the factories are there already. Can you tell us why it may be even more dangerous in those areas?
Right. The particular things that are happening in Canada now with the fires and the smoke that you guys are seeing and the events that you are realizing is very, very dangerous. The people that have respiratory issues, and when I mean respiratory issues, I'm not limiting it to asthma or COPD. I'll say respiratory issues because it runs the gamut. That smoke is just not simple wood fire smoke as it would be from a barbecue or exhaust from an emission from a vehicle or a lawnmower or things of that nature. It's a combination of all of those things. And when you start mixing those combinations together, they make up different compounds and chemical reactions. As those smoke travels on the jet streams or the wind streams, they're being carried down the East Coast. Now I see it's even into the Midwest. So think of it, New Jersey is a high industrial state on the coast. You have refineries, chemical plants, and things of that nature. As they put things into the atmosphere, all that stuff is being picked up, moved, and mixed in together. It will behoove the people in those areas, if at all possible, to stay in place inside, if possible. If you don't have to go outside, don't go outside. Seal up your homes, your windows, your doors, things of that nature, so you don't get exposed or you have the least amount of exposure as possible to that smoke. What you see is the smoke, but what's really dangerous is that it's the stuff that's unseen. So if you would think of it like this, in 9/11, all of those guys that ran down to those sites and began digging, years and years later, they had respiratory issues and situations. This is a similar type of thing. You may not feel it immediately if you are healthy, if you have a strong immune system, but at some later date, there's a great possibility that you will have issues from this type of event. If you are compromised, if your respiratory system is compromised, you will probably feel that more immediately. Those things will become pronounced immediately because one, that system is already low. Then you're compounding that with something that's foreign to your immune system and to your body. Another thing to be mindful for is the stuff that you can't see is being attached to your clothes, to your facial hair, to your skin, and to things of that nature. So if you have to go out in it, what you want to be aware of is that this stuff is actually going into your clothing. It's going into your skin. It's attaching to your hair and your facial hair, your hair on your head, your hair on the skin and everything. So what I would recommend is sort of a decontamination process where if you were to come in the house, you would stand where you come in, you would remove all your clothing in that place, leave it, put it in a bag, take it, wash it. Because what you don't want to do is have that particular matter trait throughout your house. You rub up on the doors, you grab the handles to doors outside, you pump gas outside. All of that stuff is attaching to you. So what you want to do is you want to do what we call in the military is like a decontamination process. One of my specialties in the military was CBDR, which is chemical, biological, and radiological warfare. The decontamination process basically will consist of whatever clothing you had on, it had to be discarded. It had to be put in a special container or a plastic bag or something, and then you had to shower. You had to wash off. You had to get all of that particulate matter off of you so you wouldn't spread it throughout the ship or throughout the facility or whatever you're in. So those are just a few of the things that you could do to decontaminate yourself. In the case of breathing apparatuses or respirators, I know people may be familiar with the KN95 mask that was used during COVID. That mask is just not sufficient enough for this particular situation. What you want is a respirator that has canisters attached to it, whether it's 2 canisters on the side or 1 canister in the front. These are the masks that auto body shop painters use when they're painting in the paint booth. These are the masks that people use when they're working in chemical plants that protects against that vapor going into your system and into your lungs. It has special canisters. Those canisters are color coded. Some of them are blue, light blue, pink, magenta, yellow. Those color coded designations, they determine what particulate matter that respirator can filter. I would recommend, if you had to go out and you were out in that environment, to have those type of respirators on. They have canisters on them. They're used for vapors, gases, fumes, as well as dust, as well as the stuff you can see. It protects against those. So those are the type of respirators that I would recommend for you to use. They are the most level protection that you would get, other than what's known as a SCBA in the military. It's a self-contained breathing apparatus, which is what firemen wear. Firemen wear those rebreathing apparatuses. Scuba divers wear those. People that work in very, very hazardous environment where there's noxious gases or methane gases or gases that can't be seen, they wear a respirator called an SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. But that's not feasible for the everyday public. What would be most feasible for the everyday public would be those masks that you could readily access, that are available in the public, that they filter out vapors. Painters use them, body shops use them, utility workers use them when they go underground, those type of things. Those are the most advantageous at this point. But there are things that you can do to protect yourself as well. The clothing that you have on, you want long sleeve clothing. You want pants that go down to the ground, no shorts. You want things of that nature that cover all the exposed skin. If you have a hoodie on that covers your neck, you can avoid that. It may seem a little bit extreme, but the skin is the largest organ on your body, so it actually absorbs stuff as well as expels things. The hair on your face, it'll hold that stuff. It'll retain it. So you want to get that off of you as soon as possible. Those will be some of my recommendations to you. Just protect yourself the best way you can, and make sure you're mindful of what you're doing. Those everyday activities may seem like everyday activity. Pulling on a door handle to go into a building or something. That stuff that's in the air, it's attaching itself to those surfaces. It's attaching itself to the plants, to the foliage. It's attaching itself to those things that's being surrounded by that smoke. Even though you may not see it, it is there. It is there. Very much so is there. So you have to be mindful of those things. What I could tell you, the best thing to do if you can is avoid going outside. If you have a central heating and air system, those systems may, keep you cool, and it filters some of that stuff out of there. But by no means do you want to be outside if you don't have to be outside. I understand people have to go to the grocery store. If you can avoid that, by all means, do avoid those things at this time until that air is clear. And you want to make sure when that air is clear that it really is clear. Someone should be telling you in your public health service area what the ratios of contaminants in the air. You get all the time. You get pollen alerts in the South. You get chickweed alert, bad air quality alerts, things of that nature should be happening in your area to let you know what's going on with the air. Everyone has to breathe. Everyone, not just us, but even the animals have to breathe. The plants have to breathe. Everything has to breathe, and this is an abnormal situation that's happening now, so it may affect that. Be mindful.
Yeah, I want to say thank you. Because you served in the military, you have a background in chemical warfare,
Biological warfare.
Yeah, all of that. It was amazing, man, for you to share information. I want you to talk about the aspect, because we know that heat rises and cold air falls. That's why in the wintertime it falls down, and in the summertime the heat rises. Just like in the house, it's hot on top of the roof. There's a reason why I'm in Washington, D.C. I'm not even going to walk outside right now, not because of fear, but because of wisdom. And the haze is there. It's like a haze over our city. I saw it yesterday. I didn't even know it was this bad. And today I say, you know what? I'm just going to follow the steps. I'm going to stay in with my wife and family. And if I do go out for a minute, cover my face, wash my hands, learn from the things we did from COVID to protect ourselves more. But can you tell me, why is this haze just sitting over our city and it's not going nowhere?
Well, in what you will find that the temperatures in city are normally higher than the rural areas. And it's just simply because the makeup of the city. You have more cars there, you have more concrete there, you have more metal there, and you have less vegetation there. So think about going outside of the confines of Washington, D.C. and going into the countryside of Maryland. You don't have to go too far out of D.C. to get into the rural countryside. It's normally cooler there because of the vegetation. That vegetation allows that heat to dissipate. But when you're in a city that's a concrete jungle, so to speak, all that heat is retained into that concrete, into that metal, into that glass. And that heat has to go somewhere, and it's only going to rise. So the temperatures in cities are normally higher than in your rural areas to begin with. So I believe Washington, D.C. is 18 square miles. So if it's 18 square miles of brick, concrete, and metal, and that heat rises, it doesn't expand, it rises. It's going to rise up into what you have now is a ceiling of smoke. You have a ceiling of smoke that's sitting above, mixing with the vapor clouds and the smoke and things of that nature. So that heat has nowhere to actually dissipate to, like on a clear sunny day. It's like I don't want to say a bubble, but it basically is that heat is rising from all of that metal and concrete, but it's being stopped. It's being kind of held back by the smoke that's layered on top of it. And whatever's in that smoke, whatever's in that smoke is, you can see it is heavy. It's not like a clear air like we breathe. You understand? It's like a wood fire smoke. If you would think of a barbecue, it's like that type of smoke. It's like a heavy smoke. So all of that stuff is in there. I do barbecue for a living. You see me, Bear Creek Barbecue. I can't keep my face in a pit and breathe as I normally would. I can't have my head bent over where there's a lot of smoke and heat and things of that nature coming up. It won't work. I'll have to back out of there. If I do that my whole life, I'm gonna have issues over a period of time. I'm gonna have issues. So that's what that is. It's just like the heat is rising from the city. The smoke is above that, or whatever's in that smoke is above that. So that has nowhere to really dissipate to. It has nowhere to go. So it's in that area. It's in those confines of
Yeah.
that area.
I want to thank you again for serving our country. Being in the military, chemical warfare is amazing. New York air is terrible up there. They said this is the first time in history that the air quality is 400 times worse. And I'm saying to everybody, I was talking to Patty from New York. She said it's like a fog outside. You can't see in certain areas. And Monique, I talked to her. These are people from New York who are resilient. They're fighters. They're going to still go on. But I love what you suggested as far as wearing masks right now, outside, especially taking care of your children and the elderly, checking on people, making sure they're all right. I have my cousin Denise is in Philadelphia. I have family members, in New York, so it's very important for us to communicate with them. What would you say as far as, people who just think it's a mystery, man, or just something that's not real. I'm gonna go out there and do my thing. They're always trying to scare us. What did you say about those people that just think, man, it's faking?
I have no problems with what anyone believes there to be. But if you woke up 7 days ago and it didn't look like this outside, or last month, or you've been living in that area and you've never seen a phenomenon like this before, that should ring an alarm to you that there's something different going on, which means I have to do something different. You may not know what that is, but this is why I'm talking to people, that anyone that can hear me, something has to be done different. You can believe it or not, but it would behoove you to look into it and do your diligence and your research to find out. Because everything you hear is not somebody trying to scam you or tell you or conspiracy theory. It actually happens, and it's happening now. It's in real time. So whether you choose to believe it or not, I can't, I can't say anything to that. But if you know something is different than it was 30 days ago, 60 days ago, a week ago, and you see that it's different, it has to tell you something. It has to say something to you, to your inner spirit, to your God-given spirit inside of you has to tell you that something is different. I'm not saying for nefarious reasons, natural reasons. I'm just saying that the reality is something is different.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. Like I stated yesterday, I was outside in Washington D.C. at two events, and one was outside, one was inside, and definitely there was in the air, and it was just hoovering. And when I turned the news on last night, they talked about the fire in Canada and how it was affecting in these areas. I have never seen in my life, from New Jersey to New York to Maryland to Philadelphia to Delaware to Baltimore. But like you said, these factories, these plants, especially in Philadelphia, when I go there, look at all these plants up there, DuPont and all these other big plants up there, shipping plants. That's a lot of fuel going into the air. New Jersey, a lot of fuel going into the air. We were talking on last night into one of our meetings, and you was with us, and the lady said there's a fire in New York on top of what's going on now. That's a lot to deal with in the stress level, but I think it won't hurt us to stay inside a couple of days. They say Saturday should be getting better, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. I did what you told me last night. Come home, take off the clothes, put them in the different areas, shower down, get the stuff off of you, your hair, your face, your hair. I didn't even think about that because, the president lifted COVID and everybody's taking off their masks and everything is going as usual. But now I'm going right back to mine.
Right.
And getting something to protect myself. And then there's a lot of people that don't know. And that's why we're having this broadcast today. There's a lot of people. I had some friends down in DC at a big conference. They don't even know. They don't even know what's going on. So they're outside walking around, talking and chilling. What's that? Why the sky looks like that?
Right.
You know, it's something that's there, and we need to respect nature. We need to respect nature. You know, if it's raining outside, I'm gonna get an umbrella. If it's snowing outside, I'm gonna put an extra level. If it's something out there, we need to take caution. And some of the things that we were doing in COVID, washing our hands, wearing our masks, and social distancing, we just forgot about that stuff. But we still need to do that. We still need to do these things. Come on, brother.
Yeah. So just like you said, there is a time for vigilance. So you have to be vigilant at this time. You know, it would behoove you to be vigilant at this time. You know, children's systems aren't as strong as our systems. If you're an average healthy adult, you know, I say healthy lightly, but you know, people that are much older or much senior, their immune systems have gone through the child, the mid, and now it's on the decline again. So, you know, there are particular groups that need extra levels of protection. Um, there are different groups that need extra levels of protection at this time. How do you protect them? You know, keep them out of harm's way as much as possible. I wouldn't send my child into a burning house to go get something. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't send them outside to take the trash out. I wouldn't send them to go get the mail for me like I do every day. Hey, take that trash out, boy, or go get that mail for me, son. Or, you know, cut the yard. I wouldn't do those things right now. I would take extra precaution to protect them. You know, if you have to go to the store, you know, I'm out of milk. Well, I just won't drink milk for a few days. I don't drink it anyway, but I'm saying, you know, we don't have cereal in the house. Go get I wouldn't do those things right now. It's just not as important as a year from now, or 6 months from now, or 2 years from now. You say, oh man, it's hard for me to walk up these stairs and breathe, or, you know, why am I always coughing and hacking now? I never had this problem before. And you go to the doctor and find out that, well, you know, when we had those fires and, you know, that we really didn't know that this was going to happen or these things were going on. And you find out that that's exactly what it was. You know, I always like to revert back to the people that were at 9/11. You know, when I got out of the military and I saw that happen on the news, I feared for those guys. I said, there's no way, not being a good citizen at the time, that I would run down there to try to help people out. But just the fumes that were coming from that stuff, just the dust that was in the air from them churning over all that stuff, and the dust that were on their face, and the things that they were going through, I knew that there were going to be problems. I absolutely knew it. I said, well, you know, all those people are going to be sick one day. And that's what happened. Unfortunately, that's what happened because they didn't know that. They didn't know that at the time they were so, the adrenaline was running through their bodies so much at that time that they didn't have time to think about what was going on 2 years down the line, or 4 years down the line, or 20 years down the line. Nobody thought of that stuff. But now's the time for you to think about it. Now's the time for you to say, hey, I need to be better prepared. I need to be more prepared for situations such as this, or whether it's just having extra water in the house, or dried goods in the house, or, you know, things of that nature. This is a time to be prepared for things to come about, and be prepared at all times.
You know, I just got some information update on my phone, and it says here, here is the latest on the fire surrounding parts of the continent in haze, and it states hundreds of fires raging from eastern Canada continues to spread clouds of dangerous pollution across much of the eastern United States. On Thursday, officials issued warnings about air quality in a broad, swift countries And from New York.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to go right quick. I gotta go live.
Okay, we'll be back. From New York, folks, to Indiana, as far as the Carolinas. Major cities includes Philadelphia, Washington, New York, wake up to unhealthy levels of air pollution one day after another. So when you look at this information today, folks, it's letting us know that the air quality is not good, especially for being outside. So we have to take caution. We have to be check on the elderly and make sure everybody in these different areas affected, especially us in Washington, D.C., the people in New York, Texas, and family members everywhere. Let's just check on them and let's just get the word out. A lot of people still don't know what's going on when they come outside. Until this air quality gets better, we have to take precaution. And it seems as though when I look at the air quality and the smoke, is very dangerous, very unhealthy where I am in Washington, D.C. It's very unhealthy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. New York now says unhealthy. Thank God they're not very unhealthy. Chicago, unhealthy for some. So this is widespread. This is not just in one area. It's widespread. We all have to breathe. So when something happens in a particular city and it affects other cities, we have to sound the alarm like we're doing here on PIC TV Network on Hello America to talk about it. We're also going to come back. We're going to bring in Patty from New York on our next segment. We're going to bring in Michelle Cox from Atlanta, Georgia. They'll be on PIC TV Network. We're also going to have on some more people from Philadelphia and these different areas, you know. And if you want to tap in, those of you watching me right now, we'll be back on later on this afternoon for part 2. And tomorrow also, we got to cover this footage on Hello America on the PIC TV Network. If you want to come on and be a part of the conversation, all you have to do is to go to www.watchpictv.com, put your information in. You can also watch us and be a part of our chatting world on PIC TV Network. All you have to do is go on Facebook or YouTube. You can also subscribe to our PIC TV Network channel on YouTube, and you can also watch us on YouTube. You can chat in. It's very important for us to communicate. You know, we have to be informed. It's so important for us today to be educated. And I know our brother has to run, but the artist has to run. I know he's working. He has a business that he's doing, and I know he's trying to do business and be on PIC TV Network at the same time. Let's take a commercial break, folks, and we'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
What is this? It's kind of light. Oh, my body starts to shiver. Worries when I'm on a high. Oh, I've never felt like this before. Got to let it go.
When you move abroad, there are some things you can't take with you. But there are some things you just can't leave behind. For international health insurance, choose Allianz Worldwide Care.
A lot of the depression I've had has been based around not letting go of people that have used or betrayed me. Today, I'm grateful for letting people go. Walk away from people who put you down. Walk away from fights that will never be resolved. Walk away from trying to please people who will never see your worth. The more you walk away from things that poison your soul, the healthier you will be. Today, I'm grateful for walking away. What are you grateful for? Please share in the comments and click the subscribe button to hear daily gratitude. Be grateful and share this with your friends.
I'm Will Coulson. We're working together today. I train 1206. Is there a problem?
I just don't like working at a damn daycare center.
I don't like working at a retirement home, so.
All right. This ain't training. In training, they just give you an F. Out here, you get killed. Married?
Sort of. It's a long story. How about you? You married?
Got 2 beautiful daughters.
Have fun.
What do we do when we get to a railroad crossing?
We have an unmanned train rolling into a highly populated area with no air brakes.
Yeah. 006, what's up? There's an unmanned train on the northbound track.
It's under power?
It's coming straight at us. What are we worried about in terms of cargo?
8 freight cars of hazardous chemicals. We're not just talking about a train. We're talking about a missile the size of the Chrysler Building.
I need to know where that train is.
We're not exactly sure.
You're not sure? We'll find out.
It gets worse.
We've got 150 students coming in on some field trip on track 16.
Train that size going that fast. It'll vaporize anything in front of it.
We have been told to anticipate an event radius 20 to 45 miles.
The only way to stop that kind of power, grab it by the tail, gun in the opposite direction. Are you in or you out?
You want to kill yourself, you do it alone.
All right, you do what you want.
Wait, I'm not risking this company just because some engineer wants to play hero.
Not for you. Not doing it for you.
This is Will Coulson, your conductor. We're gonna run this bitch down.
Tell your sister I love you both.
The train is increasing in speed.
We're gonna be coming in too hot.
Just lost our brakes! Hey!
Doug Williams, the one and only Super Bowl #1 champion of the world, y'all. Y'all know he's there. We're going to be doing some things together on Pick TV Network, y'all. Doug Williams. This is my friend today. She signed me up to fly on this plane today. I did real good, you know, so I can't wait to come back. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being so nice to me on my birthday.
Welcome. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Sid the Entertainer. I want y'all to check out Pick TV Network. That's right, Pick TV Network. They got 60 free channels on Roku. This is dope. They also started the brand new Coaching World channel at $9.89. So if you are a content provider, you are a young business with an opportunity to build a platform where you can have your own show, do some programming, check out Pick TV Network on Roku. They got over 60 free channels for you to check out and also grow a business. Go and see them now. See the content, see what they have to do, learn something, check them out, all right? Pick TV Network, that's what I'm talking about.
Congratulations to the PIC TV network for being one of the top streaming networks on Roku with multiple channels. With PIC TV stars and fans from all over the world, shout out to David Evans, the president, and keep watching PIC TV network on Roku. Being one of the top streaming networks on
Queens, what's the TV network y'all gonna be watching?
PIC TV Network.
Woohoo! Hello, everybody. This is David Evans from Washington, D.C., President PIC TV Network. We're here today, a special presentation. We bring it to everybody on our Hello America presentation today. What's going on in our world? What's going on in New Jersey? What's going on in Philadelphia, Delaware, Maryland, D.C., Virginia, New York, because of this firestorm. You know, there's storms in the sky, and we just was reading hundreds of raging fires are taking place in the sky, folks. This is I don't know. I don't even have words for this. Eastern Canada continues to spread clouds of dangerous pollution across much of the eastern United States. On Thursday, officials issued a warning about air quality in a broad places from New York to Indiana. Major cities include Philadelphia, that's where my cousin is. Washington, D.C., this is where I am right now. New York, that's where Patty is. That's what Miss Delano is. Delano's there, and Monique and others that we love in New York. And all the way to the Carolinas. That's where my cousins are. Durham, North Carolina, Fayetteville. My mother-in-law is in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, this is nothing to sit back and say, well, this is a normal day. It's not a normal day when you go outside and the sky looks red and you see a haze over the city. You know, and the air quality, the pollution is there. So we have to take precaution, you know, until things clear up. I was reading some more about the Major League in baseball games, like in Washington, D.C. The air quality is so bad that the Washington Nationals and the Arizona Diamondbacks game will be canceled. They're going to cancel the game because of this issue. Now this is big because they're gonna make it up, but they're going to cancel the game because of the poor air quality. This has been announced. We have to realize that my brothers and sisters who are watching me now and folks around the world, there's so many people are impacted because of this firestorm in the sky. The air quality from New York could even worsen later. This is from Eric Adams. He's the mayor. Could be worse. The smoke that's in the air, the pollution that's in the air is very, very dangerous. So we have to take caution. I would suggest wear your mask. I would suggest, again, limit your time outside. So you have to go out, come right back in, keep the air conditioning, humidifiers, keep everything going up, and just use wisdom. You know, not letting the kids play out today. They cannot play inside. You know, watch Pick TV Network. That's a good thing to do. You know, while you inside today, play this information, play it on a replay on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. Send the copies to folks. We want everybody to be safe. And this is why we're here today on Hello America. We want everybody to know that this is a live presentation from Washington, D.C. My name is David Evans. We're here on Pick TV Network, and we're talking about today, the firestorms in the sky. When you go outside, what is happening, okay? Why is the sky like this? Now, I don't want to get too into the biblical aspect, but I will talk about, there is a verse in the Bible that talks about the sun turning to darkness and the moon into blood, which is the blood moons. That's in the book of Acts, the only book of history in the New Testament that talks about the ministry of Jesus Christ after the cross. The book of Acts is the only book in the New Testament, which is the book of history of the church, the history of the Holy Spirit coming down, and the last days, what's to happen. You know, this is something that we're seeing, something that never happened before. So we can't just think about it's the government, why they didn't tell us. We have to use social media platforms to inform ourselves, you know, and using wisdom. Not only is this situation impacting people here in the DMV and all over, also there's limited visibility caused by this shroud of wildfires, smoke blanketing much of the northern and northeastern United States. And the Federal Aviation Administration, they're pausing air flights. And then slow air flights are going up now because some of the biggest airports are affected. You know, yeah. Travel and these slow flights, especially the New York areas, the major airport in New York, Gwalior, and also New Jersey, Liberty, and the flights coming to Philadelphia and DC. Yeah, they're disrupted because of this fog in the sky. I'm looking at the person who's riding a bike right here in downtown Washington. You can't even see the Capitol. And I was down there yesterday. Can't even hardly see it because of the fog there. I wish you guys could see this. Wish you could see that. The fog is there, and he's on his bicycle. It's something that we have to really not take lightly. You can't even see the Capitol. Look at that. You can't even hardly see it, you know. And he's on his bicycle. The purpose of this topic today is to inform you and to help you to make a wise decision, whether to go outside, use your mask, limiting your time outside. Make sure if you don't feel good, stay inside. If you don't feel right, don't go. You know, take action until this thing clears up. Maybe in a couple of days, things will get better, and we can still do some things we like to do. But today is not the day to go out and take every day as normal, because it's not. And if you don't know, play this again. And we just had a great man from Texas on. He served in the military. He knows about the subject matter that we're talking about today. I don't want to talk about his military background because it's huge. But yeah, he knows what he's talking about. I was working at the United States Housing and Urban Development at HUD. In 2015, we were downstairs, and it's about maybe 200 people working at bottom level. And somebody delivered a package at HUD. In that package that was delivered, it was stated it may have a substance in it that may be harmful. So what happened was they came in with spacesuits on, and they locked the doors, taped the doors, locked us in. We couldn't go out until they investigated everything to make sure that what was in that package didn't come back on us. And it did not harm the 3,000 people who worked there. So I know how it feels to be in a setting and you are have to be confined until they find out what happens, and so nobody will be contaminated. It was a scary situation. I'm not gonna lie. When they come in with those spacesuits and they come in there and they seal off the doors, they seal off everything. You can't get out, and they just make sure that whatever substance was in that package did not spread. We have to make sure that when we go outside and if the sky is not good for breathing normal because of pollution or because of this fog in the air caused by this firestorm that's in Canada. And it's amazing how something this far, and we're talking about New Jersey, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware, Maryland, DC, Virginia residents were asked to stay inside because of the air quality. Yeah, we asked to stay inside. And I think it's a good thing that we have an opportunity to communicate with each other and to realize that this is not just a game. We want to thank Mel Beast for coming in. It's bad in New York when they cancel the alternate side of the street, of parking, and also in the Yankees game. And we can add to that list the Washington Nats game. It's also canceled today too. So this is another cancellation. Yeah, we definitely want to, limit your time outside. Leave the air on, air conditioning, seal the windows, only open those windows. And what do we say to the people who don't have air conditioning? What do we say to the people who are in homes right now that's sealed up? I can't wait till Michelle Cox come on from Atlanta, Georgia, and Patty from New York. These are my co-hosts for Hello America. What do we say to the people who have to still go to dialysis and have to go out to get their medicine and just have to go to appointments? What do we say to the people who are, again, they don't have any type of air conditioning, so they have to ice up the windows? That's an old term. To open the windows, but the air is bad. The air quality is not good. We have to go get them. We have to check on them. We are our brother's keepers. We have to help each other. And I'm so passionate about this because all of us have to breathe. Life cannot exist without breathing. We need to breathe. And then we think about breathing, we have to also look at the fact that trees that produce oxygen. This is what trees does. When the trees that produce oxygen are at the quality of the air that comes down on those trees are filled with all of this pollution and all of this air that's not good, what does it do? It sits there. What happens with the plants, the vegetations, the greens? to tomatoes, the things that we eat, the cherries on the trees. What happens to the vegetation that we eat if that is in the air? Because some of the products that we eat are right here, produced right in our area, that's produced. Cherries, strawberries. This is the season. We have to use wisdom. It's not the time to go out to cut the grass today. It's not the time to go out there and just play in this at the swimming pool or not. And I'm only saying this because I see it. And the warning is that if they're canceling national games, and you know how much money that they're losing, more than just a hot dog and a soda. And there's a lot that goes into canceling the game and losing out on a lot of money. But I want to respect the National Baseball League and respect the other sports, outdoor sports places that are putting people before profit. Thank you. That's a big thank you from me, from David Evans and the Pick TV Network, managers and all of our staff here. So I applaud you. Thank you for putting people before profit and letting us know it's best for us to be safe in an environment until things get better. I want to thank the National Baseball League for the wise decision of canceling the games to make sure people are okay. You know, especially in the areas New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware, DC, where our Nats are, Maryland and Virginia. It's so important for all of us who are watching this program to know that Hello America is our show. You only can see this on the Pick TV Network. When we created this program, we created it for you. This is only the part one of this important series that we're going to talk about, Firestorms in the Sky. And we're going to talk about what can we do? What can we do to protect each other? What can we do? There may be kids at different universities here that you may want us to check on. We don't mind doing that. There may be people and family here in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We don't mind doing that. We are here for each other and we need each other. Those who are watching me right now, if you're inspired by what you heard and what you've seen on this broadcast, don't forget we have part 2 coming up. And this is a Pick TV Network, Hello America TV show, live from Washington, D.C. We would love for you to get in touch with us. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for the Pick TV Network on your YouTube. We'd love for you to be a part of what we're doing on Roku. That's channel 1000 on Roku. We have some new shows. We have Live Your Legacy with Patty from New York. We have Michelle Costa, Importance of Reading from Atlanta, Georgia. These are brand new shows. We have Brother O and Prison Freedom shows. These are original shows. We have The Lady of Wisdom, the Mothers and Daughters show. All Pick TV Network original shows you can see on our program. We also have our TV Virtual Book Fair and our Books Author Show with Mel Beast from Colorado. She'll be spearheading that channel and those shows. So we're growing on Pick TV Network. We are so happy again to bring you this coverage live from Washington, D.C., my home, for 60 years. We here, and when we see something, we say something. We pray that God will give us the grace and mercy in this week, or a nice rainstorm and cool weather will push this air out and bring fresh air in. That's our prayer for that jet stream to push this out and new fresh air to come in. And it's also praying time. It doesn't hurt for anybody to pray for somebody and to check on somebody. Make sure that people are doing better. And praying for the people in China. There's 65 million people. I just did a research that are affected by this new strand of COVID in China. It's a lot of people. And when we hear about our world going through so much, the people who, like me and you, who are good people, have to rise up. We have to rise up, because when the righteous are in authority, people rejoice, and wicked in authority, people mourn. Righteousness exalts the nation, sin is a reproach to any people. That's just a spiritual nugget for everybody, you know. So we want to continue to share information, inspiration, education, and entertainment on the PIC TV network. Again, those who've been watching today, continue to replay this on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, Amazon Live. We are on Roku, channel 1000 on the PIC TV network, along with our other channels. You can search right now and put in copy this link and send it out. Like and share it, send it out, because this is maybe life-saving information and health-saving information. I want to thank you for your time. We're going to come back with part 2 this afternoon. If you can be with us at 6 p.m. We'll be back this afternoon, and we also will be bringing you some new shows and programs on the PIC TV network. And this is David Evans, your president, PIC TV network. Keep on looking up, keep on smiling. Matter of fact, the best is yet to come. Right up there, you see Miss Kathy Hughes. I want to thank her and her wonderful vision from Radio One to the wonderful things that she's doing. Always great to meet people. I was at a great event at the Gaylord, and it was Tom Joyner was having his final celebration, and I was there, and I met Miss Kathy Hughes. She was just so nice. Tom Joyner was so nice. We met some of the great senators. We met some great people who make some big decisions in Capitol Hill, and a wonderful time to meet some wonderful people. I want to thank you, everybody. Maxine Waters was there. I want to thank her. Matter of fact, that's her up there beside me. That's Maxine. I want to thank her for being so nice. Just nice people that I had a chance to meet. Yeah, I'm honored, privileged, humbled, and blessed. So we're going to close this segment out, and I want to thank you guys for watching PIC TV Network again. We are on Roku. We are your network that's encouraging, motivating, and helping people be better in what you're doing. Best is yet to come. Keep your faith alive. You know, never ever give up on your dreams, because your dreams can become a reality to help someone else. All right. We'll see you later on this afternoon for part 2 of our broadcast. Again, my name is David Evans. Thank you.
Flag. This is something that we made a pledge to. People gave their life, you know, and I think about the flag today. It brings back so many memories, you know, of people who sacrificed so much. It's an honor to do a beautiful presentation here, and we at one of my favorite places I love to record, at the National Harbor right outside of Washington, D.C. This is the Union Tower at the National Harbor. Beautiful place. Watch this. Hey, my friend, this is David Evans. Welcome to another special segment of A Day with God. I want to ask you a question. What is something that you're proud of? What are you proud of that you achieved in life? What are you proud of? Your family? What are you proud of? You know, it's a blessing when you can achieve something in life and you can look back and see where you come from. You know, whether it's education, whether it's motivation, whether you achieved a goal that you were seeking to do, and finally you arrived. Finally you got there. This is one of the things I'm happy about, is just to be a servant on the mission to help people. You know, the more I help people, the better I feel. And it's all about, at the end of the day, not what people done for me, it's what I've done for others. Keep watching this. Hey, my friend, this is David Evans, your narrator today on this special presentation of inspiration and encouragement sponsored by the PIC TV Network. When I think about people's gifts and the gifts of making these beautiful designs behind me, it's spectacular. It's amazing. Everybody has a gift. You got to use yours. Support the Pick TV network at www.watchpicktv.com. Also, you can become a member by calling 202-505-2837. Join today.